Sheriff Chad Bianco, a person who I and many others believe is a criminal, will announce that he is running for governor of California. I'm going to show you evidence that Chad Bianco, number one, lied to the FBI and tried to frame a patriotic American named Vem Miller for an assassination attempt just so he could get the media spotlight for this planned governor run. Number two, Chad Bianco tried to put Vem Miller's life in danger long after authorities had cleared him of being a threat. Number three, Chad Bianco caused fraud, waste, and abuse of taxpayer money as his reckless false statements have cost and will continue to cause the government and taxpayers money. Number four, Chad Bianco put the president's life at risk by diverting Secret Service resources toward non-threatening actors, leaving President Trump vulnerable to actual threats. On October 13, 2024, Sheriff Chad Bianco stood before the world and knowingly lied, saying that his deputies had stopped a third assassination attempt.
I am glad that we're not talking about this after we shot him. If you're asking me right now, I probably did have deputies that prevented the third assassination attempt. He was a lunatic. It's people trying to do harm, and thank God we prevented it. And we know that we prevented something bad from happening, and it's irrelevant what that bad was going to be. I truly do believe that we prevented another assassination attempt.
We know Chad Bianco was lying for various reasons. The FBI and Secret Service had cleared Vem Miller as a threat, and this was posted on social media at the time that Chad Bianco was in the middle of his press conference, where he was contradicting what the FBI and Secret Service had stated. Regardless of this, Bianco kept on lying and contradicting the FBI and Secret Service for days to come. The second reason we know Chad Bianco was lying is because Vem Miller, an investigative journalist, recorded his entire interaction with the Riverside Sheriff's Department, and this recording clearly exposes that Bianco lied about everything of substance in his press conference.
So I'm a Trump caucus captain, but I want to be totally transparent. I'm from Nevada, and I do have my firearms in the back. Do you guys want to hang on to it? I mean, I don't mind you guys holding on to it either.
They'll decide what they're going to do.
Okay.
Just pull up in the Alco.
All right, thank you.
Where are you trying to go?
Oh, the gentleman, that sheriff told me to pull in here because I told him I have two firearms in the back, and I'm just letting you guys know.
Solid, hold on.
Lying to the FBI is a violation of 18 U.S.C. 1001. Regardless of these facts, which Chad Bianco was aware of, he went on show after show contradicting the FBI and Secret Service, which he did for days after his initial press conference. Here's an excerpt of the documentary The Third Assassin, which provides evidence and a timeline that shows Bianco is unfit for any government position and really belongs in prison.
Sunday, the California police stopped what initially appeared to have been a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And the reason that people believe that is because you had members of law enforcement and the media say that that is what happened. And we'll get to the sheriff in a minute. It seems like he may be a guy looking to make some headlines. But This man, Vem Miller, he's the founder of an anti-mainstream media outlet. It's called America Happens.
One clue to Vem being a Trump supporter are the 1,000+ pieces of content that he and I have produced on the America Happens network, nearly all of which are pro-Trump and pro-MAGA.
There have been documentaries that he's created on the deep state, on the problem with the swamp, Democrats. It seems like he's been pretty consistently pro-Trump. This sheriff wants to get his name out there.
You know, you've not made it a secret that you will likely run for governor here in the state. You told us here on the air that you will not announce your run for governor until after November the 5th. So does that mean that November the 6th you want to schedule an interview with us so that you can make your announcement for that?
Marla, you're very persistent. I don't know if it will be November 5th. I will give you I will say by the end of the year or the 1st of January at the latest. I will make the announcement one way or the other soon.
This is interesting to me. The same sheriff in 2020, Chad Bianco, he made a huge scene. And of course, cameras were rolling when he was kneeling with Black Lives Matter. So I don't like him.
This isn't an assassination attempt.
It seems like
the AOC of assassination attempts. I was 6 buildings away kind of thing.
It seems like this all stems from the sheriff saying, like, yeah, we probably stopped another assassination attempt.
Yes,
Even when it became obvious to anyone in the public that was paying attention that Vem Miller couldn't have possibly been a legitimate assassin suspect, Bianco continued to double down and put a target on Vem's back by continuing to lie to the media.
Now, according to Miller, he says that he actually flagged the deputy down to say, hey, I have some weapons in my trunk. If that was in fact the case, that doesn't seem like something that an assassin would do, is to highlight weapons that they brought.
It's not the truth. I mean, it's this nice little version of events that makes him look good or paints him in a lighter picture. But
Miller, he tells the LA Times this is a quote, "Everything they said about me is untrue, provably so. Unfortunately, he appears to have committed career suicide." And when he says he's referring to you. Sheriff, what's your reaction?
He can say anything he wants to try and minimize his involvement in this or threaten to sue. Everyone threatens to sue.
In hindsight, Sheriff, do you have any regrets about calling this a likely assassination attempt?
No. In the end, we will never know from the point he was arrested. We will absolutely never know what was going to happen if those guns got in there. And it was our job to keep them out. The deputies did a fine job. They did it. And no one is going to jump up and down and say, "Oh, you caught me. This is what I was going to do." He's going to defend himself. He's going to deny. And quite frankly, it's fine. I mean, that's his right. He can do whatever he wants.
I spoke with Bianco today via Zoom.
Do you still feel your deputies prevented a third assassination attempt?
I do believe that. I don't regret anything.
The federal government didn't get involved. Federal law enforcement did not get involved. But you think you possibly stopped a third assassination attempt?
In our minds, we did.
You have Sheriff Chad Bianco going on media appearance after media appearance, continuing to put a target on Vem's back and his family's back by continuing to lie about him and his intent at the Coachella President Trump rally. On October 14, 2024, at 4:53 p.m., over 24 hours after the FBI and Secret Service had cleared Vem, a call to the LVMPD is initiated that resulted in up to 12 anti-terrorism officers, all armed, descending upon Vem's parents' home. Vem's parents are an elderly couple in their 80s and 70s. The anti-terrorism unit believes Vem Miller is at this address, and the information they have is outdated, which states that Vem is a suspect for an assassination attempt, that he is armed, and that he's a possible sovereign citizen. You have Sheriff Chad Bianco's department sending out false information to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, information they knew to be false that could get Vem Miller killed. Now, why would the police not have updated information that Vem was cleared?
Eventually I fall asleep at 5 in the morning, wake up 2 hours later, go to the taco place next door, and look at my cell phone, and I realize that I'm this Trump assassin, and it's all over the news. Everywhere. And then my phone starts buzzing, and I went to my room, and I quickly put together that video where you see me all tired and haggard looking. It's an hour and a 6-minute long video because I saw the reports that were coming from the sheriff. I'm like, this is categorically bullshit. Everything is a lie from top to bottom. All right, guys, so this is Vem Miller of the America Happens Network. I'm releasing this statement because of the false information that is currently being released. I put the play-by-play what really happened. And the reason I did that is because that's time-stamped. And I knew when the body cams come out.
When are they coming out?
Thus far, they've refused to release it. But
they have to.
They haven't thus far.
Lawfully, they have to.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, lawful is not what that sheriff does.
We now have friend and business partner of Vem Miller here, Mindy Robinson, to help clear the air. Mindy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been a crazy 2 days.
Is getting some support from his business associate.
They knew he wasn't a threat. They give him a ticket, they send him on his way, and then somehow, I don't know, this sheriff decides he's going to be a hero. This is going to be him thwarting some master plan.
And I know Vem. I've known Vem for a while. And I've known him certainly long enough to know that he's a very good guy and not an assassin.
Vem Miller is a true blue, true red patriot.
Vem Miller is MAGA. Yeah, he's going to a Trump rally to support the president because he's MAGA. Yeah, he gets this nonsense with this overzealous clown of a sheriff.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they tried to do it again. And then the suspect's name dropped. And I quickly realized, oh, he's a giant Trump supporter. Oh, by the way, he follows me on Instagram. There's something that doesn't add up.
I know this is bogus. I know Vem. And it's time to go to war.
And for the media to do what they did, try to ruin this guy's reputation, is unspeakable.
Vem Miller's been with the president at Trump events on at least
20 occasions. He's a strong supporter of President Donald Trump.
They tried to cover up the first assassination and second attempt on Trump. So when I saw, the news, I thought, I hope this isn't the case. But then I talked to people like Pete Santilli that I've known for a long time. He's a great reporter. He knows this fella personally and said it's pure crap what you're hearing.
So the Riverside County Sheriff, he couldn't wait to get his face on the news, get his name in the papers.
Lawyer with this work for years. People that I know very well say he's the best.
His name was very quickly released to the public, and the media started running wall-to-wall coverage, almost in a coordinated fashion, accusing this guy of trying to kill Trump.
Look, sounds like a libtard just freaking out on him, trying to create a bunch of hysteria.
This sheriff, that he was this, stand-up Republican guy that's just out there trying to keep Donald Trump safe. Since that report, we found out a lot.
Why would he ever make a threat against Trump after years of trying to help the guy get elected and getting the truth out there against the Uniparty and the deep state? It makes no sense.
It's actually kind of remarkable because when Trump really was shot, CNN and others didn't want to admit that there had been an assassination attempt.
The amount of disinformation, the more I dig into this, that I keep reading.
The media just sprung into action and declared that Trump's life was almost taken yet again. But after his arrest, Vin Miller wasn't charged with trying to kill anyone.
I'm going to tell you something. I know Vin Miller, and I have seen him doing interviews with every politician there is.
You know that Vin Miller is not any alleged assassin. They're painting him to be this monster.
Them is a very trusted member of our community.
So there is no way Vin Miller is an assassin. Zero chance, zero possibility of it.
And so this thing spread like it was one of the most instant and overwhelming mainstream media stories, right? Our ragtag group of patriots, and I know you are, and I know, like it's just amazing. It's amazing, that you guys supported me. I'm sorry to get emotional, but I never expected it.
The Third Assassin is a story about institutional corruption, fake news lies, and how a small ragtag group of patriots exposed them all.